On October 27, the New York Times published the discovery of this new Chopin piece. By the next day, October 28, at 4:30 p.m., I got a text message from the lutenist Bernhard Reichel saying, FYI, a new Chopin waltz was just discovered in New York. So, let me tell you how we did the first professional production of this piece after Lang Lang in New York, just within 48 hours after it was released. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, to another video of yet another newly discovered piece, this time by Chopin. In this video I want to break down a little bit our production, how we produced the audio, how we produced the video, but also want to talk to Robinson McClellan, who found the actual manuscript in New York, and I'm sure he will share some pretty amazing insights, so stay tuned for later. This small series of newly discovered pieces actually began a few weeks ago when a new piece by none other than Mozart himself was announced. So how it turns out, that project ended up being my first test run of planning productions from scratch last minute. The video turned out just as I'd imagined, and I was thrilled with the response here on YouTube. Although I work mainly with classical music, most of my work now happens in the digital space. That's why it was a bit strange to me that it took 5 days to even hear about the Mozart discovery. This time though, things were very different. After I read the message of Bernhard, I felt the same excitement like with Mozart. In the hours that followed, I read up on the piece, found the score online and made a lot of calls trying to find a suitable location and a pianist willing to learn and record the piece within 24 hours. Fortunately, I was able to bring on board the fantastic pianist Katrina Surowiecka, and the C.Bechstein Centrum in Dresden was interested as well. We just needed one last confirmation to use the Robert Schumann Hall for the project. I had to wait the whole evening and night ready to go on, and as you can imagine, the excitement level was rather high. The final go came the next day, around noon. As soon as I got the green light, I loaded up the car and drove to Dresden, arriving around 5:30 p.m. The C.Bechstein Centrum in Dresden is located close to the Frauenkirche and is a beautiful space, and I was excited to be there. First though, I had to handle one of my favorite tasks in life, moving a lot of chairs. By 7 p.m. then, we started recording the audio, discussing the music and finalizing the take we would use in the video. By 8:30 we were happy with the audio and I sent it immediately to the Tonmeister Piotr Formanczyk, who mixed and mastered the waltz for the final video. Huge thank you to Piotr. Next we shot the video. Luckily the piece is only about a minute long, which is a comfortable length when filming with a medium heavy setup with no assistance. Great for avoiding arm fatigue. Around 11 p.m. I checked into a hotel and began editing. By 2 a.m. the video for YouTube and vertical content was ready. After a final check, writing titles and descriptions, the video went live at around 2:30 a.m. Throughout this process, I listened to the piece so many times that I became fascinated by the story behind its discovery. So I decided to go a step further and reached out to the curator who found this piece, Robinson McClellan. After a few hours, he replied and was willing to chat with me. We fixed a call for the next days so I could learn more about his discovery. Let's dive right into it. Thank you so much for being here, Robin.
It's a pleasure. Nice to speak with you.
Great that this time works for you. It's early morning in New York, afternoon in Germany. Where are you joining me from right now?
Yeah, morning in New York. I'm here at the Morgan in my office.
Can you tell me, how did you feel when you first saw this little piece of paper or a postcard, how I heard in the news?
So I felt cautious at first. I was excited, but I think something like this is so unlikely that I assumed it was probably not going to be what I thought what it looked like or what I thought it was. So I quickly contacted Jeffrey Kalberg, one of the leading Chopin experts at the University of Pennsylvania, and he was also very excited. He described his reaction as that his jaw dropped, and that he said, "I've never seen this before. It looks like the real thing." So we started to think that it was the real thing. Yeah.
Wow, great. And so, if you found this interesting, don't hesitate to check out the full interview. As we did this production in such a beautiful hall, I decided to talk also a little bit about the history of it and the piano we produced it on. Bei mir habe ich Richard Heinrich. Der Kontakt kam so über uns zustande. Ich bedanke mich ganz herzlich, dass wir überhaupt hier sein dürfen und dass das so geklappt hat. Jetzt sind wir in einem sehr historischen Saal. Kannst du mir ein bisschen was über diesen Saal erzählen?
Ja, also wir sind hier im Robert-Schumann-Saal und hier veranstalten wir regelmäßig Konzerte oder nutzen den halt auch anderweitig, wie zum Beispiel vielleicht Zukunft öfter für solche Produktionen.
Cool.
Und die Namensgebung des Saals hat natürlich einen historischen Hintergrund, da Robert Schumann und Clara Schumann in diesem Saal wohl auch schon gespielt haben sollen. Es ist ja bekannt, dass die beiden in Dresden auch viele Jahre verbracht haben.
Auf was für einem Flügel haben wir hier produziert?
Ja, das ist oder einer unserer Konzertflügel, unser C.Bechstein Konzert C 234 und ist der zweitgrößte sozusagen, den wir im Repertoire von den Konzertflügeln haben.
Okay. Und warum steht hier nicht der größte?
Der größte wäre für den Saal einfach ein bisschen zu laut und zu voluminös. Das würde einfach nicht gut mehr klingen. Deswegen haben wir uns halt entschieden, den C-Flügel dann hier reinzustellen.
Alright. Und was macht denn den Klang jetzt von diesem Flügel speziell so aus? Oder vielleicht auch besonders? Was kann er besonders gut?
Also die Besonderheit ist in meinen Augen, dass der Flügel sich sehr, sehr gut in diesen Raum hier einführen und reinpassen kann. Dieser Flügel hat einen sehr, sehr ausgewogenen Klang, einen sehr, sehr schönen, klaren Klang, mit aber einer gewissen Harmonität und Weiche im Sound, was halt dem Zuhörer sozusagen in meinen Augen das Gefühl gibt, ich fühle mich wohl. Ich verbringe hier meinen Abend in einer schönen Atmosphäre. Ich habe ein wunderbares Instrument, dem ich zuhören kann. Und das macht den Flügel vor allem hier bei uns aus, finde ich.
Cool. Alright guys, that's it. I hope you liked the video. If you did, consider subscribing and see you in the next one.